No Lizzo, no Murray, let's get on with it. Make sure your desks are clear. We're going to need a lot of table space for this lesson. Hello, and welcome to My Outstanding Lesson, the podcast where we interview teachers about a memorable teaching experience from their career. Who are we interviewing today, Jesse?
Today we will be interviewing a lovely woman named Julia.
I would advise the listener to strap themselves in.
Julia has like a lot of energy.
Julia is awesome. She's a force of nature. I really enjoy listening to her, but it can be quite exhausting at times. So, I don't know, maybe make sure you're sitting down for this one. Yeah.
She mentioned the other day that she doesn't drink coffee. And I remember thinking...
the Lord.
Yeah, I remember thinking, oh, that's probably good. Julia is a high-energy teacher who shows a lot of passion every day.
So, every week, we have a word that if our guest says will land them in detention.
This week, what will that word be, Freddie?
Well...
Did you want me to say it?
Julia has not been the biggest fan of the show. I think that's fair to say. I've sent her quite a few messages, sort of gently prodding her in the direction of My Outstanding Lesson, offered to come and give her a tutorial. She has not accepted any of those. So I don't think she has any idea about the podcast. So basically her detention word is just her... If there's any moment where she clearly has no idea what is happening at all about anything, she will be slammed in detention.
Okay, so just to recap, Freddie's been sending messages to Julia, inviting her to try listening to the podcast so that she'll understand what to expect, and it'll be easy for her to get involved and, you know, share a story. And she always just says, no thanks, not interested, no thanks. And then he said, oh, do you want me to come by and talk to you about the show? I can... you know, show you some questions, and same thing. Nah, no thanks.
I was given short shrift. Okay. Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure she doesn't know what it's called. So if she calls it My Outlandish Bassoon, for example, that would be detention. That'd be a good podcast though, My Outlandish Bassoon. Right, in you come, Jules.
Hi, Julia.
I can just talk, right? I don't have to. There's no microphone here, right? Yeah, there's one, but I don't see it.
Julia has just had a little look for the microphone.
Oh yeah, I did. They think I'm dumb.
I was a bit sneaky.
Hi.
I pressed record when Julia wasn't looking.
Yeah. Okay. So.
Yeah. So.
Great.
Great. Welcome to the show, Julia.
Well,
yeah. Thank you.
how was your?
You can't trust us at all.
Today was not a great day, but yeah, it was an okay day. Like every day is a great day, right? But today, it was an okay day.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's is your class like
How
full?
come you're all going with moustache, eh?
Julia has noticed my Movember attempt.
Mm-hmm.
And
Freddie has a mustache right now. You'll see it in the photo, maybe.
the reason she's
You'll
noticed
see a hint
is
of a
'cause
mustache in the photo.
She's about 30 inches from my face. Any further away, it's quite hard to tell.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thanks for noticing. What I was going to ask is, are the class like fitting in with your routines? Julia's still staring at the mustache.
Sorry.
How are the class basically?
Distracting.
My class.
Yeah.
My kids, right?
Your kids.
Like, what do you mean? Like, I don't understand the question. Like,
So sometimes I guess you get some classes and very quickly you fall into a routine as a teacher and you think, yeah, they're listening, they get what I want about, and other times it sort of takes a few months to get those routines going.
No, it never takes a few months. It always takes like 3 days.
Really?
Yeah, because
Okay.
basically once you connect with them, the job is done. Once they know that they can trust you, and once they know you care, it's done. So it doesn't take like, well, unless the kid has, I don't know, psychological issues, well, then yes, but otherwise, no. It doesn't work like that. Because day one, you don't really teach, right? Oh, well,
Right.
you tell them you got to teach, and you tell them you're the teacher and everything, but you you show who you are.
So day one, when a kid has been told they have Miss Julia as their teacher, what's the kid going to do on day one?
He's not gonna study.
No. So what will they do instead? How will they practice routines?
So basically, you say hi. I don't know. It's, like some. Okay, I don't know what I'm gonna say. It's not going to make sense, but I'm just gonna say it, right? Because it's just my opinion, right? So there's people. They've got this aura, right? Like, not that I see it because I don't see anything, right? But basically, there's people you can trust them. You just feel when they're around you, you just feel that you can trust them. And I guess kids, they can feel it, right?
So you're saying that.
So it's not okay. So because I know that what I'm saying is not making sense. Like, for example, if you as a teacher, you want what's best for them, and you're like, okay, I'm here to teach you, yes, but I'm not here because I've got this job and I've got this principal and I have a curriculum.
So those those first few days of them getting to know you and getting to know what you're about, right, and developing that bond, I suppose, between you. Is that right? Like developing trust.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
All right, I see what you're saying.
It takes longer than 3 days with my class. Maybe.
Sure.
Yeah.
Me too.
My strength of personality is a bit weaker, maybe, but I feel like with some.
Do you think it could be your
still
aura?
Still not getting the aura. Yeah, weak aura. Right, Jules. I've jotted down a few questions here that are hopefully going to be like.
Yeah, but it wasn't always like that, eh? Like, I remember when I was young. Like, no, but before
even younger.
in the
Yeah.
the first year was tough, man, because I didn't know that.
Yeah, I know what you mean. There's so much to get through and so much work to do. Sometimes you sort of forget. Like, well, let's start by making like a human connection and actually enjoying each other's company. And then,
but it's not like
safe
you want to make a connection. It's just natural. It's like when you meet someone. Like I meet you, and like what I feel is that, I don't know, you are two beings and I'm happy to have met you and I'm
it's
not
like the kids are happy to be there and they're happy to follow you.
Yes.
Yeah. I know, I noticed that my co-teacher Thomas has
friend of the podcast
has much quicker command of the class than I often feel I do when I start teaching. And I think it's partly just like it's like he's got them wrapped around his finger the whole time. He's like putting on a show and they're involved. And then he also has like extreme command. Now, I'm not saying that this is how you are, but he's quite strict. And so it's like kids have a pretty clear idea just on the day they meet him, like what they can get away with and what they can't, And I think, I don't know. I don't really know what I'm trying to say. But it's partly just like what you're saying, a natural connection, and you just sort of spend time with the kids. But I think that some teachers do naturally, like, they have command of their kids very quickly. And for some of us, we have to like get to know them and figure it out a little. Yeah.
Okay. Next question.
Yeah.
This one might be good. Has a child ever made you cry at school?
It's like joy or of
in any form, any way?
Not really.
No?
Of joy, let me think. No, I don't cry. No. Okay, maybe it's not a good thing, right? Okay, that's not good because you're gonna think that I'm crazy, but I'm not crazy, okay? Sometimes you feel that I try not to take things personally. I think I'm not saying I'm a great teacher, right? But I'm just saying that no, because I don't want to judge myself. So I'm not going to say whether or not I'm a good or bad or whatever teacher.
You can say what you think.
But as a mom, I don't take it personally. And because of that, it makes people no, not great teachers, but it's easier. So to make me cry, it's not easy because I don't take it personally at all.
I take it very personally. Like when the class is misbehaving, it's like I've failed hugely because I can see where I went wrong, and do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I take it personally. I haven't cried much. I'm sure I've cried, but I can't think of a time right now. Have you?
There've been so many times where I've definitely been on the verge of tears, not quite done it in terms of a sweet moment. There was one kind of horrible moment this year that actually happened.
I have cried.
And
That's true.
I wasn't close to cry, but it made me feel it's the worst feeling I've ever had as a teacher from a kid. And the kids had been taking some paper to do some like drawing, etc. And then they went out to like recess, and I found one of them had written a little booklet with pictures, and the title was "How to Kill Mr. Freddie." I'm glad you two are laughing. It does sound quite funny. No. I wept. No, I didn't. That I don't cry that sort of stuff, but I felt bloody awful. And actually, I'm pointing at Jesse now. You and I had an interaction that day, and you said, "You're right," and I said, "No." Do you remember this?
It was that day.
That was the day.
It was that day.
That was the day I got that, and I felt
work,
horrible for the whole day.
Relationships.
There's a happy ending because the kids. I spoke to the mum about it, and she was beside herself. And I said, like, "I really don't want you to feel guilty here. I just thought you should know this is what he has produced." And then she sent me an email saying, "I'm so sorry about this. He asked me if for homework he could write a sequel, my word not hers, to the book called How to Love Mr. Freddie."
Oh, that's so nice.
Jesse loved that. Julia hated it.
No, it's just because why are you forcing someone to do something that he doesn't want to do? If he hates you, well, then he hates you.
But don't you think he probably felt bad when you realized Mr. Freddie?
The wording of the email. The wording of the email was he asked if he could write that book. But like seriously, I felt absolutely horrible.
Don't you think he was just being silly?
Possibly.
Ah, okay.
I think I was maybe just having a day where I was contemplating my immortality anyway, and then suddenly a pamphlet on how
you
to
got you on
kill
the
me.
wrong day.
Yeah.
Oh, this is what my students make. Do you have it somewhere? I'd love to see it.
No, you
Get
didn't
it published.
keep it, right?
I have photographic evidence. Yeah. I would have kept it, but the illustrations were crap. They're very poor penmanship.
Okay.
There was a really sort of sweet moment that I didn't cry at, but I've cried loads. What am I talking about? I always cry at the end of the year, particularly when I'm leaving a school or either the kids' parents or teachers like put on a nice show. So when I was a TA for a year, I think you knew that before I was a teacher.
I did know that.
And they, without my knowing, the school had all practiced the song "You're on Your Way" from Brother Bear. You know that song?
No.
I can't remember the melody now, but it's lovely. And we had a leaving assembly, and I just like sit on a chair at the front, and they all sang me that. And children singing always gets me teary anyway.
Same.
So I was in absolute.
Julia's
floods
she's shaking her
then.
head like, no, not me.
I wasn't intending this question to be an excuse for me to tell you about the times I cried, but I can think of another one.
Okay, go for it.
International concert last year, when my kids had put loads of practice into the dance we did, I cried at my own class singing and dancing just because I knew they'd worked so hard and I loved to watch dance. And it wasn't a particularly emotional song.
You don't cry about
it was Gangnam Style.
How could you not?
And you cry? Okay.
Do you not have those moments, Jules, when you get a bit, when you look at, I don't know, maybe how hard your class have worked or something? Is there anything like that make you tear up?
Reading stories to the kids, I often get choked up.
Okay. That's
or like, you're a Canadian, Julia. Terry Fox. Does anyone know? Yeah, you know about Terry Fox. He's like our national hero. You know, he ran across the country to raise money for cancer with one leg.
Yeah.
And so I was telling the story to the kids. We were talking about resilience, and then we were watching a video, and then I'd pause the video and explain it to them because I couldn't really understand it very well. And as I was explaining it to them, I kept getting like more and more choked up. I'd be like, Terry Fox ran a marathon every day, which is a true story. He did. So, yeah, I cry a lot in class, but I just like not about the kids. I cried when Donald Trump got elected in class once, actually. I just burst into tears. But
like tears because you were sad.
I think I was very surprised. Yeah.
You were surprised.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's very naive.
We've alienated all our Republican listeners. Damn.
Sorry. What
Yeah,
about,
right?
could you share like a memorable lesson?
Lesson?
Or like a memorable moment in a lesson?
I don't know. I feel there's so many. Like I
Yeah.
don't
No,
remember.
it
It's like
is
like
definitely
you
that.
have a kid and like a your own kid, right? And then you can't remember because
All the good stuff.
yeah.
What about a worst moment? Does one of those stick out?
Or a bad moment.
When I have like bad days or bad lessons or bad moments, right? It's always when I try not, well, when I go against the flow, right? Like basically it's like you got to teach something and you are being observed, or you know, when you feel that, well, they have to learn this because tomorrow they have a test or stuff like that, you know.
You're trying to rush it. You're trying to push the direction
Yeah.
of the lesson in
Yeah.
another place rather than where the kids are trying to take it.
Yeah. I don't know. Sometimes I just feel that we are making it, you know, like it, for example, there's tribes out there, or there's people out there, when they teach, they don't think that, or maybe they think they are teaching, but it's, you know, it's like they tell stories and people learn.
Yeah.
And it's just natural, right? So, and they don't think about the outcomes, right? It's like, oh, with the listening to, but it's just, they are sharing. So when I don't feel that I'm teaching because I am instructing, like I'm giving instructions and they are learning stuff, and I have to follow a curriculum, right? And I have to follow the school, I don't know, belief, culture, or whatever. But yeah, I
Shared vision.
oh, okay.
Jesse just looked daggers at
So
you.
yeah, the shared vision. If I remember it. But yeah, so I lost my train of thought. I don't know what I was saying.
You was tribes.
Yeah, tribes. Exactly, tribes.
But it doesn't. I suppose maybe your point was you don't necessarily need to fit into the framework that we think lessons need to be. Is that right?
Yeah, and when they get to help each other, and when they feel that they are needed and they are loved, it works like that. You don't even have, like me, I don't even have to discipline them, because they would do it. Like, you know, in Germany, you don't need like police officers every corner, right? It's just like that German guy, dude, he would run after you and tell you not to feed pigeons, or you know, it's just natural. Why are you looking at me like that? I feel that what I'm saying, man.
Sorry.
I
I'm
was
just thinking.
I was trying to think about who's the German guy.
There was a guy with a hat on, and I don't know, he just ran after me because I was feeding like birds, right?
Oh, I thought we were talking about like, you know, a figurehead from Germany that is well known. This was Julia when Julia was on holiday. A literal man. Yeah.
I thought you were saying in Germany that they don't need police because everyone follows the rules.
Yes, they do.
Okay, that's what
And
you're
they
saying.
do.
Okay.
Yes. You see? So that's the thing.
Was it a policeman that chased you, or
No, it was
Oh,
not. It was a random guy. Like a good citizen.
Right, Jules, I'm a long way behind you here, but I'm about to catch up.
Japan's like this. They police each other.
My grandmother, God rest her soul, was German, and she often took the law into her own hands. And one of my first memories of her, she used to live in Brighton, lovely town on the south coast of England.
Brighton is nice.
There was quite a lot of prostitutes that would advertise by putting their business cards in the phone boxes. Parents, tell your children what phone boxes used to be. And she made it her mission to remove every single prostitute card from every single phone box in Brighton. So I remember being I was about 6 or 7 and wandering around Brighton behind my grandmother as she collected all these cards, ripped them up, put them in the bin, and yeah. Some
worked.
prostitutes lost a lot of business.
Was it?
because
Sorry, I
of
have a
that.
question about this. Was this something that she was doing, like methodically, like every week she'd go out and make sure she did this, or just like as she walked by she'd put them down?
Yeah, there was definitely a system.
Oh, like she was frequently making sure she did her rounds.
Knew her
Okay.
stuff. She's a fantastic woman. She also
Wow.
called decaf coffee without balls.
Okay.
What did she think of you, Freddie?
She did not really take to me.
She didn't like Freddie.
Oh, you asked that question knowing the answer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
She
told
didn't like
me.
it.
Okay.
No, I was at her house on my birthday once, and my sister said to her, "Grandma, do you have a present for Freddie?" And I think she was trying to be funny, but it didn't really come across that way to me at the time. She said, "I only buy presents for people I like."
Oh no.
I was a little though.
Okay.
I was naughty as hell.
Did you cry about that?
No, I think I just bottled it up and like.
No, but that's
kept
good. It
inside
taught
for
you a
years.
lesson. Good. Like sometimes that's what you have to do.
Behave better. You get presents. Is that what you mean?
No, but sometimes you get what you deserve. That's it.
It's fair.
Or you
Fair.
don't get what you.
It's
That-
true.
that is
Sometimes
fair.
kids need to hear
That
that.
is fair.
I only buy presents for people I like.
Yeah.
So rude.
I think that's a good
So
good
funny.
place to end.
To a boy on his birthday.
Jules, you can be very happy. We're so nearly finished.
Oh yeah.
I've got a couple more questions for you though.
Yeah, it's all right. Because
One.
I'm gonna stay here until 6.
Question 1: do
Like I
you
do.
like iced buns?
What? What's that?
Nobody knows what that is. I don't know what that is.
I'm gonna buy you something tomorrow, up around about the value of a
Oh
coffee.
no, yeah, but it has to be food.
Okay, so you can choose something tomorrow that I can buy you if you answer the next question correctly.
Correctly?
It's a really easy one.
Okay.
Julia, what is the name of the podcast that you are on now?
You never told me that, man. No. I don't know. Is it Jesse and Freddie or
It's not.
Jay?
You were sent
G-
multiple screenshots,
yeah.
Julia. You were sent homework. Do you want to have a guess? It's not Jesse and Freddie. It is 3 words though.
It is 3 words.
The 3 words are in the title is 3 words long.
It is 3 words. So you wanted to make it
Why did she
sound
guesses?
serious or what?
I said
What,
like
you don't want me to guess or you want me to
no. I
guess?
was saying it would be incredible if
If
you.
you get it.
No,
you
it's
guessed it.
impossible.
Yeah, it is. Should we say goodbye?
Do you want us to tell you the name? It starts with my. And it ends with lesson.
Outstanding! What?
Yes,
We
Jules.
did not see that coming.
How did you get that?
Outstanding.
You were listening
Oh, you
when I
do
was talking to you
care.
about it.
Oh yes, I was.
Yes,
I
Jules.
guess I was listening.
And because Jessie helped you, she's now going to buy you the item of food tomorrow.
Yay!
Yay, thanks,
Ice
Jessie.
bun.
Right. Jules, time to say goodbye.
Yeah, goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thanks for coming.
Bye-bye.
That was Julia.
That was Julia.
There it is.
There it is.
My name's Jesse.
My name's Jesse.
Right, okay. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, it was good to have her.
Yeah. She lights up a room.
She brings all the energy we need.
She discussed her own aura, but she does have one.
Yes, she does. She has a real energy about her.
She can back up her talk. Yeah. She was incandescent in that interview.
She's so good with kids.
I've never seen her with children, but I can clearly imagine.
Absolutely,
that
because
she
she's
would
so
be.
clear, right? And her like energy, she's always moving when she's talking, and it's like,
Yeah.
why wouldn't you look at her? Why
Yeah,
wouldn't you
I
pay
get
attention?
it. She's quite magnetic. I'll cut that out. That's a creepy comment. I can't believe she got the name of the podcast.
Yeah,
She had no idea.
she got it.
She called it Freddie and Jesse, and then we said it's got 3 words, starts with my, and it just came to her.
She's like, my outstanding lesson. She does care.
No, she does not.
I don't know if she'll even listen to this episode.
Absolutely, we can say
don't
anything.
think
We
she
can
will.
say anything we want. Yeah. So well done, Jules. Avoided detention, and Jesse's going to buy you some ice cream tomorrow. I've checked my watch, Jesse, and we've just got enough time for a quick review.
Oh, well, good news, because we have several new reviews.
Ho ho!
Yeah, we do. Okay, so this is titled Mr. 5 Stars. I was a classroom teacher for 3 years in Guangzhou, and one of the hardest parts was not getting to spend enough time learning from other teachers' experience. Wish I had this podcast back then. From Josh O.D.
Lovely stuff. Yes, if you can leave a review on Apple, it's really appreciated. We don't have that many left to read out. So we need some people to leave some reviews that we can read out in the next few weeks.
If you write a review, we will read your review on the podcast.
Almost definitely. All right.
That's it.
Oh, nearly forgot. It's time for our latest feature where we keep you up to date with some of the idiosyncrasies associated with China. 这是什么?
你好吗?
China news. Do you have any China news?
No.
I do.
I'm sorry. Okay,
that's
do
fine.
you?
Last night I went for dinner with Emily's family.
Oh yeah, okay.
True story.
Nice.
And the mum had been cooking for a long time. She gave me a little bowl of, it was like a beef stew.
Okay.
And it was one of the best things I've ever tasted. It was incredible. So you know when you eat something and you can't help but sort of outwardly marvel at how good it is. Like I kept looking at it and like saying to her like, oh my god. It was like, right, I'll try and describe it. It was like a thick beef stew, and I wouldn't know it would be possible to have so many flavours in one sort of sauce. It was quite sweet, but also it was a bit sour, and it had like a very like rich, like full body. Imagine there was a lot of red wine in it, but it was still quite light, and the beef was like beautifully tender.
But is this a Chinese dish? I've never
Well,
seen or heard of
I
it.
asked her what it was called, and she said brown beef. It's not the best name.
It's not the best
Not
name.
the best name, but it was lovely.
Yeah,
It was
I'd like
really
to try
good.
it.
It was really good. I will invite myself around.
Brown
Okay.
beef.
Brown beef.
Ask her what kind of cuisine it is.
Okay,
Maybe it's from a specific province or something.
will do. I think that's it.
That's it.
Instagram at my outstanding lesson. Also Instagram, Mr_Butler_primary. Please make sure you subscribe to the podcast so you get a new episode every week. Goodbye.